honestly, cancel culture is only effective when the people getting canceled actually care that they got canceled. So
That part.
So if you don't care that you got canceled, it didn't do nothing. Like, who cares? Like, that's like somebody throwing a rock at your car and your car is old. So it's like, bro, I was gonna get a new car next week. Like, what does that mean to me? That doesn't mean anything to me. Like, who cares?
Oh, yeah, not what you need, and that is all. Nothing to say. Try to take my spot, yeah. You better breathe. Don't run, cause I will spray. I got my.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Music. Now you know how we do. We just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. Cancel culture. Man, everybody's getting canceled nowadays. Celebrities are getting canceled. Your mama is getting canceled. Everybody's getting canceled. So let's dive right into it. Is cancel culture a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it effective? Is it not effective? What are your thoughts?
I believe that cancel culture is a poison to our society. I think that it doesn't do us any good when we're constantly harping on the mistakes or errors of our brothers and sisters. I think that we need to practice more grace and practice more compassion and forgiveness. We're all human and we all make mistakes. And we all have those days where we have good days and bad days, and we have days where we stumble. And I think it's important to check someone, but there's a way to do it. Like if someone in the public eye is doing something that society deems as bad or deems as inappropriate, I think it's important to bring it to their attention and have them acknowledge it. But we don't have to bash them in order to do that. True. I think that that's where a lot of people get lost, is instead of gently saying like, hey, this is offensive, or hey, I don't particularly agree. Like, we can all have different opinions. We're all grown. We can agree to disagree, but we do not have to attack or bash or cancel or not allow that person to grow in their life or in their career because we disagree. Because just because we disagree with something doesn't mean that person has to change their whole life or their perspective. Like, make your opinion known in social media, but don't destroy that person's mental health and sanity because of your differing opinion. That's where I stand.
Cancel culture is all well and good until you the one getting canceled. So, like, for me, obviously, I haven't been canceled yet. But, I mean, I'm sure that...
Y'all saved this video.
I'm sure that eventually I'm going to say something that I'm going to get canceled for. Or potentially it's something that happened years and years ago where initially it was socially acceptable. And right. Then as the years went by, people dig it up from your 10-year archive. And then they're like, oh, this is no longer socially acceptable. Like that's just the name of the game, unfortunately. And, you know, it almost goes back to the old saying of those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Or also, if we go on biblical with it, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And, you know, if we trying to do that, then, I mean, we already know it's over with. Like, everybody's doomed. So I feel like cancel culture probably started off as a good thing because it was a way of very aggressively and effectively getting people's attention when those who would typically be ignored weren't getting that type of attention. So it's like, okay, well, you don't want to pay attention? Okay, well, now you canceled. So, and it's like, whoa, cancel? What y'all talking about? So it's an opportunity to get people's attention. But, I mean, like anything, it's like laws. Initially, laws are put into place because we really need them. Yeah. But, like, let's think about red light cameras, right? Initially, people were running red lights. So it was like, okay, the police can't catch everybody. Let's put up the red light cameras. And then it went from, oh, man, people aren't running these red lights, and we just spent $10 million on these red light cameras. Let's shorten the time frame of how long a yellow light is to heighten the likelihood of somebody getting a ticket on this red light. Well, hold on. Now this isn't working. So the laws just keep getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until eventually you're suffocating. I feel like the same thing is really going on with cancel culture. Initially, it started off as something where it was like, oh, well, we need this because people aren't listening to. We running out of things to cancel people for. So I don't like the way he chews his gum, and it's offensive. So let's cancel him for that. I don't like the way she does whatever. And it's offensive. So let's cancel it. Like, so I think now it's going too far.
I feel like people love to dig into the archive. And I'm not really sure why that is. But it's like people go searching for problems. Like,
oh, yeah. Because people out here too clean.
Right.
When you're out here too clean, they got to dig up the dirt.
It's like a new celebrity, whether it's an artist or a actress, actor, will come onto the scene and it'll be like, man, they so dope. They so this, they so that. And then you'll see them in the interviews and they're so polished and everybody loves them. And then it's like, there got to be something that you're doing wrong.
Right.
And if it's not something that you're doing wrong now, there's definitely something you did wrong 10 years ago.
Yep.
And it's like they dig and they dig and they dig until eventually they find that one little thing and they're like, aha.
Yeah,
I knew you weren't perfect. And then they'll blow that one thing completely out of the water. And usually it comes in the form of a tweet where it's an old tweet or an old Facebook post that someone made when they were like 15 or something. And then that person will get canceled because of an opinion or something that they said years ago. And again, it's social media. You can say whatever you want to say. People are entitled to their opinions, and they can surely say however it is they feel about something that someone says. However, people have to be allowed to grow past stuff. And just because someone said something inappropriate in the past doesn't necessarily mean that they feel the same way now. It's good to check. You could always ask. And typically, if enough people ask, that celebrity or public figure will respond. But after they respond and they give you the reply, I don't think it's our responsibility to then bully that person or then badger that person. I think we are all old enough and mature enough, or at least we should be, to have an adult conversation and say, you said this in the past. Why'd you say that? And then when they give their response, now either you have two choices. You can say, cool, and walk away, or I guess log out. or you can then engage the conversation further, depending on what it is they say. And like, why don't we have dialogues anymore? Why do we always want to fight? Why are y'all so mad? Why do y'all get so angry? Y'all be on God's internet cutting up. Why are people so mad? I can't, like, do you get on social media during the day? You're just like, oh, okay, time to go bully some on the internet.
Right,
like,
right.
I can't understand why people get on the internet and like go and attack people and then find things wrong with them. And then it's like they want to be blocked. It's like they want to fight. That blows me.
I feel people don't have anything better to do, and the irony behind it is they could say something because they think it's funny or whatever in somebody's comments, or they could post something because they think it's funny, and then behind that, they end up getting the same ridicule that they dish out to public figures and celebrities just on a microcosm, and you literally see these people having nervous breakdowns at the sheer thought of so many people flooding their comments and low key bullying them, and it's not a fun feeling. And a lot of people aren't even equipped to emotionally deal with stuff like that, but yet they want to dish it out to other people. So I think people just need to be more mindful of that. I mean, nobody's perfect out here. There are for sure people that need to get canceled in this world. Let's just be honest here.
Yes.
There are for sure people that need to get canceled in this world. But at the same time, I mean, we shouldn't be just so quick to do that to people, especially like if someone's career is going well, regardless of what field they're in, entertainment, they're lawyers, doctors, carpenters, police officers. If it's going well, if it doesn't really look like they're really up to no good, so to speak, why dig back 10 years? If you had to go back 10 years to find what this person did, I mean, at this point in time, you just looking for something.
You fishing.
Yeah, you looking
fishing.
for something. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You're
Yeah.
looking for something. There's no reason why you should have to go back 10 years to find some bullshit that somebody did. I mean, there has to be a cap on this. And that's why, like, people are so hesitant to post certain things online. And I think it really is a big injustice to just our culture in general, because social media is supposed to be an open platform, an open forum for ideas to be shared and for healthy disagreements to happen. But if we're canceling people just because we disagree with them, I mean, what type of culture this is? It becomes a dictatorship.
Right. Do you think, because I've been trying to figure this out and I'd like to know your opinion, why do you think cancel culture has blown completely out of proportion like this? Like, do you think it's a clout thing? Do you think people are just trying to engage these celebrities because they want to get a response from a verified profile? Do you think they just want to see if their tweet makes it onto the news? Like, why do you think that people engage in cancel culture? Because I feel like people cancel people and entities and brands for small things. And sometimes it's something that starts as like a microcosm and then gets blown out of proportion because of false narratives or whatever the case may be. But like, why do we do that? Why do we do that to each other? Not me. Why do y'all? I just have to set the record straight. I ain't canceling nobody.
Hey.
But why do you think that people do that?
I think it's a mixture of people wanting to be funny, people being bored and not having anything to do, and then there's probably a good helping of jealousy involved in it. It's like, man, like, this dude's living a good life, this girl's living a good life, man, I can't stand it. They have everything, I have nothing, and then they see the opportunity to tear that person down, and they're gonna jump at the opportunity. I mean, let's use Kevin Hart as an example. Kevin Hart obviously is not a perfect man by any stretch of the imagination. He has his flaws. He's willing to admit his flaws, obviously, based off of the circumstances that he was in just a few years back.
Yeah.
But he also is almost $100 million man. So when you got almost $100 million, people have 100 million reasons to not like it. So, and if they see that one, and if they can dig out that one reason that's going to stick out the most, then they're going to run with it, unfortunately. So I feel like some jealousy is definitely mixed in with that. And then some people are just fed up. Some people are just fed up with the way that the system is, and if they see an opportunity to tear it down, then they're going to take that opportunity. And if you are the unsung hero, so to speak, where you're a marked man, or a marked woman, where it's like, hey, I mean, this is an opportunity. We're going to use him as a straw man to show everybody why you shouldn't act this way. Then people are going to jump at that opportunity.
But why, and I get that, but why do we, especially as Black people, why do we try to tear down our pillars, though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have amazing people like Sean King or Jay-Z or Beyonce or all of these other names that I could just go on and mention, who are literally doing countless things for the culture. And they don't do everything perfect. Every person I named makes mistakes in their career, have made mistakes, and have done things that even I don't agree with. But what cannot be denied is that those people and more are trying their best to push our culture and our people forward. And why then do we have so many of our people digging and fishing for problems in their life and be like, oh yeah, they may be doing that over there for Black culture, but let's not forget that one time when they said insert blank. Like, why? Why are we focusing on that? Why can't we focus on the fact that they are literally paving paths for our people to be great and for us to have the opportunities that we have been suppressed from? Like, why don't we acknowledge the good? We're so quick to acknowledge the bad and highlight the negativity, but why aren't we just as quick to highlight when our brothers and sisters are helping us out? Why don't we do that? Not me.
For me, I feel like it's like one of those situations where people so desperately want to clean up other people's messes but don't want to clean up their own. So it's like they can always see someone else's problem, but they won't even clean up their own backyard. And I feel like they're just using it as an opportunity just to tear people down. And I think it's really rooted in a lot of jealousy, though. I feel like not for everyone, but especially like there's a small portion of people that are actually doing it because they actually feel it's justifiable. Then everybody else just uses it as an opportunity for an ongoing joke, just to get more views and more likes and all the rest of that stuff. Like people posting memes talking about some who we canceling this week. Or people posting memes talking about some I thought whatever brand was canceled. What we doing, y'all?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just using it as an opportunity just to make a joke, just to get more likes and more views, more comments, and all the rest of that stuff. So it's almost like laugh at my pain.
But why? Because likes and comments and views don't pay any bill. Like,
No, they don't. But people are attention whores.
People are so obsessed with these vanity metrics that, and this is like no cap, people are literally will kill one another over getting some views or getting some likes or getting a repost. Like, why are y'all so thirsty? I don't understand. Like, getting onto Shade Room isn't gonna pay your bills.
Nah.
Getting reposted by a big blogger or an influencer isn't going to make you famous.
Nah.
And even fame. What is fame?
People think they want to be famous until it's time to be famous, though.
You know?
That's what it really is.
You know?
That's because it's a big responsibility and it comes with a lot of heartache. And there's some pros, but there are a lot of cons that come behind that.
And then it's like, do you want the fame or are you seeking validation?
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of people are more so fishing for the validation. Right. Because a lot of people knowing your name and your whereabouts and following you, that actually sounds terrifying. I don't know about y'all, but that doesn't really sound fun. And like, I don't know. I feel like people are searching for fame, thinking that it's going to be this glitzy, glamorous, amazing thing because you see the lights, the cameras, the makeup, the hair, all of the cool stuff about being fame. But what people don't know is what goes on behind the scenes usually is not very cute.
Nah.
And a lot of people just don't understand, one, the amount of pressure and heartache that these famous people go through, and for two, they really just don't understand what they're asking for. They think they want it, but when they get it, most people are like, but I miss my old life.
And on top of that, like, people don't understand, like, it zaps your energy.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer and fan of just energy in general, especially as I get more years behind me. Like, I'm just like, man, that really does make a difference. And I feel like the more people that know you and know of you and all the rest of that stuff is a big responsibility. And in some way, shape, or form, when you make that energy transfer, you're tethered to those people in some way, shape, or form. So it's like sometimes when people have your name in their mouth and there are so many people talking about you, it could, even if you don't know, sometimes you could just be drained mentally or emotionally. I experience that sometimes, where sometimes I just don't know why I feel drained, and it could just be because people are really genuinely just zapping me of my energy just from mentioning my name, from playing my music, from watching my videos, it's pulling from me. And I don't think people really understand that. And I think that is real, because most people, I was watching something the other day, most people in a lifetime, I think, will only meet about 80,000 people, somewhere around that time frame. From the time they're born to the time they die, we'll meet about 80,000 people. That number is very rough. But Imagine how many people someone who is a notable figure or famous meets.
Lord.
Millions of people. And what does that do to your psyche or your mental? Or think about the mark that you leave on the world when you are meeting that many people, and that many people you're interacting with consistently. It's bound to drain you. I don't think people realize that.
I think you're right. I think in that vein, a lot of people just really need to learn how to take better care of themselves and better care of their mental, and learn how to mentally and emotionally reset so we can again find our intentions and what truly is causing the root of either our jealousy or our problems. And a great way to do that is to get y'all some sea moss. Our featured product for this podcast is 92 Minerals Co. And they sell some wild crafted sea moss gel. I think this flavor, what flavor is this? I think it's strawberry. Yeah. Sea moss, strawberry, and alkaline water. So I haven't tasted it yet. I've never had sea moss. Have you?
As of late, yes, I have, because I've been checking this out, and I'm even gonna lie to y'all. This is actually some pretty good stuff. I didn't take a lot of it because I wanted y'all to see just like what it looked like, and it's super dope. And I would say that it smells good. It tastes good. Let's get into this a little bit. Let's get into this.
It does smell good.
So they sent us this card. I mean, it's dope. I cut it though because I wanted to stack it up like that. Like, you feel me? I wanted to display it properly.
Matt B is destroying all our deliverables.
But yeah, it's super dope. I mean, over 92 minerals. Like, that's crazy just to even think about. And some of the properties of sea moss, some of the things that it could do to positively benefit your life. Things like immune system support. It says that it promotes weight loss. Hey, that's a win already. Thyroid support. I mean, if you got them thyroid issues, you might want to go ahead and take some of this sea moss. Bone and joint health. It rids you of body aches. And excess mucus, supports digestion, supports a healthy heart, improves libido. Come on. Now, I know some of y'all need some libido improvement out here. Like, you feel me? Enhances your mood. So, some of y'all be waking up grumpy. Some of y'all might be waking up feeling some type of way. You might want to get your energy right.
Some of y'all need to get your energy right because of this cancel culture. So, see, this segue perfectly.
Right, you feel me?
If you feel like you need to cancel somebody, take you 2 tablespoons of sea moss and let me know how you feel after.
Right. You feel me? And then also it nourishes your hair, your skin, and your nails. So, I mean, if you want longer nails, you see these locks. Like, you feel me? And these locks are going to look even more crazy once I get into this sea moss. So you're supposed to take somewhere around 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. So I'm not going to do that right now just because, like I said, you want to take this properly, and, I don't want to, go crazy with it. But, I mean, actually,
what's it taste like?
So this one doesn't have a flavor, but it's smooth, though.
Is it just, it's flavorless?
Yeah, I think that you're supposed to cook with it and stuff. So this one is just super smooth. I mean, obviously it doesn't have any weird aftertaste or anything like that. It really just goes down smooth. I would recommend that. That's not bad at all. I could probably just take a whole big helping of that and just.
So I've been seeing people do that on Instagram, and I'd be looking like.
Yeah, that really.
Does it taste good?
No, that's decent. That's decent. How about this one? That's
the one I was gonna taste.
So this one is what is this? What would you say this was?
Strawberry.
Yeah. So this one is strawberry. Let's see what this is hitting like.
It's like gelatinous, Jello. Is it good?
That's actually that's actually good.
Which one's the best?
I like the strawberry one just because I like strawberries. So I mean, definitely don't judge me. But this one's actually pretty good. And like I said, I don't want to eat too much of it.
That's my jar. What you doing?
Because it says take 1 to 2 tablespoons or teaspoons. I'm not sure, I don't cook, so is that tablespoons or teaspoons?
So the directions are
per
here.
Day.
It says to consume sea moss gel, start with 1 to 2 teaspoons per day.
Okay, so
gradually increasing dosage to 2 tablespoons every day. If you forget to take your sea moss, resume normal use the next day. It also says that they recommend adding the sea moss to your diet in a variety of ways. So in the event that you don't want to take a big spoon and just dig in, they have recommended methods. They say you can add it to your favorite smoothie, a meal replacement drink, or a protein shake. You can also add it to tea while it's steeping, or add honey or agave. You can add it to hot or cold water with seeded lemon or lime juice. And the last one they have is oatmeal. They said St. Lucia locals recommend this method.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I didn't even eat a full teaspoon or a tablespoon, and I'm already feeling re-energized and revitalized. Like, you feel me? Like, hey, this is actually really good. I'm not even going to lie. This is really good. And it looks like they have a website. You can go to 92mineralsco.com, or you can go to their Instagram at the 92 Minerals. And like I said, I mean, this is actually pretty good. I can't wait to start putting this inside of some more meals and things like that. I don't cook, but the wifey will be putting it into that.
I'll hook it up. It also says this can be applied topically.
Okay.
So it says it soothes eczema, dermatitis, acne, burns, and psoriasis. So it's very multi-purposed. Looks like you can use it for more than just helping your insides. You could also use it to help your outside as well. So now I want to taste it.
So once again, I mean, if y'all are interested, definitely go to 92mineralsco.com, or you can go to their Instagram at the 92 Minerals. Now, I recommend it. It's super dope. It tastes good. It's smooth going down. I mean, it's almost like liquor, but except it's good for you. Like, you feel me? So I recommend definitely like checking this out.
This is good. It actually has it is smooth.
Yeah.
It is smooth.
Yeah, smooth like liquor. I told you.
Why does it gotta be smooth like liquor though?
Because when you get the good shit off the top shelf, it's smooth like liquor.
So, in sum, if you want to get your energy right, hit up 92 Minerals Co. on Instagram and get you some off their website. And to bring it back to cancel culture, this is why it's important to take care of your mental health and your wellness, because like Matt was saying, a lot of people are struggling because of inner feelings of jealousy, or feeling like you need that validation, or feeling like you are searching for something else, and it makes you want to lash out at other people. So maybe if people took more time to pause and took more time to really focus on themselves and what makes them happy, maybe cancel culture wouldn't exist or be as bad. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like it's like anything. In order for people to really stop doing something, they have to experience it. It's like touching fire. Once you touch fire the first time and you get that hand sizzled, it's always, you're not finna touch fire again. Like,
No.
Are you kidding me? People aren't gonna do it. So I feel like it's the same thing with cancel culture. If people can experience that to some degree, then it lessens the likelihood of people being so ready to do it to somebody else and to really think about what's going on. Now, like I said, some of y'all deserve to be canceled. Like, let's not get this twisted at all. Do not pretend like I'm sitting up here saying that cancel culture is not effective at all, because it is. It is. I mean, at the end of the day, it gets everybody talking. It gets everybody really dissecting what's going on, how they feel about it. It's a talking point for sure. So in that way, it's very effective, and it's doing exactly what it is that people want it to do, which is spark a potential conversation, and then on the back end, get that guy or get that woman out of there.
Is it, so do you think cancel culture is kind of like boycotting, like social media's version of it? Is that kind of what that is?
I think so, yeah. You could say that it is very similar to that, except it's just worse. because when you're a keyboard warrior and you don't got to go nowhere,
right?
It just becomes so much easier just to, and in some ways it's bullying. But I mean, I think that those are like fringe instances that it can be that. I don't think that it always is that. I think that a good portion of cancel culture can be effective, but then there's also a good portion of it that can't be effective. And I think that we harp more on the parts that aren't effective, And those are the ones that end up being blown out of proportion and going into the media. And then we don't see the ones that are effective.
Okay, so then let's not be unfair. Let's talk about both sides. When is cancel culture effective? Because so far we've dissected how cancel culture can be a poison, how cancel culture sucks, and how it can bully people into mental health issues and all of these other things. So tell me your perspective on how and when you think cancel culture works and is an effective way of speaking to people.
I think it's circumstantially based, and it can be effective in politics, and it can for sure be effective in entertainment, especially when it pertains to award shows and things like that, to sort of move the needle, so to speak, and get people to listen and watch that wouldn't necessarily do that. It could also be effective just in everyday life, like in the workplace. It could be effective. I mean, it just depends. It's circumstantially based. It could be effective in college, on college campuses and things like that, but it just has to be done the right way. But oftentimes what ends up happening is there are people with louder voices, and typically the people with the loudest voices are the ones who are talking the nonsense. And unfortunately in this society, those are the people that those are the head turners. Those are the people that people tend to want to listen to for one reason or another. And the people who are a little bit more rational, people don't tend to listen to them as much. So the rational people might be the ones that kick it off. And then the people who are irrational are the people who are taking it into the deep end of things. And that's unfortunately when the coverage starts happening. So it's a catch-22. What do you do? How about you? Like, what?
I mean, I think, see, it's difficult because on one hand, I do agree with what you're saying, that in some instances, cancel culture could be helpful. We've seen it be effective, especially with, like, the first thing that popped in my head is, like, dealing with different issues with stores and things like that. Like when, I think it was H&M created that article of clothing that had, like, was it something it said on it? It was something that was racially charged that people didn't agree with, and they put it on a little black boy. Do you remember what I'm talking about? That was like 2014.
I mean,
or
H&M has done so much.
They've done a lot of
H&M has
stuff.
done so many foul things at this point. That's what I mean. Sometimes things just need to be permanently canceled. How many L's does H&M have to take? How many L's does H&M have to take before we just like, you want to know what? Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much.
Yeah, because, like, I don't even remember what it was at this point. I remember it was a little boy, and there was something wrong with what it was he was wearing, and people were in an uproar, and they were successful in getting the picture taken down. I think the article of clothing wasn't sold anymore, but in the same breath, like, while we were successful in that, like you just said, H&M still be doing.
Let's get into them college hoodies. Those historically black college hoodies that they released. Bro, y'all was wilding with the little black boy. Y'all just don't stop. Leave black people alone.
You said leave our culture out of it.
Pick somebody else. I see some Italians up the street, man. Y'all might want to do something with that.
No.
Or I see some Chinese people, man. I mean, they overdue. Y'all won't leave us alone. Like,
right. And I feel like, you know, the more, to me, like, yes, cancel culture got H&M to stop posting that particular thing, but they didn't stop the behavior. And why didn't the behavior stop? The behavior didn't stop because what needed to happen is that should have been the moment where they reevaluated and said, okay, we need some people of color, black people, in our boardrooms to help us make these decisions. We need more black people holding these positions of power. So that way, when something like this does happen, and we're saying, hey, this is the ad we're running, everybody cool with this? There's somebody saying on the board that says, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Some don't look right. We got to look at it again. Somebody needs to be the person to say that. And instead, it was H&M apologizes sincerely for any offense that was caused. And I'm so sorry about this and it won't happen again and we're all learning from our mistake. And like, that's always what's said. But then what happens is they just repeat the behavior in a different setting. So, and I feel like with Apple created that that Black History Month watch, but we didn't ask for a watch.
I didn't even know they did that, honestly.
Really? There's
hey.
like a Apple Watch, and it was like a Black History Month edition, and it had like the African flag colors on it. It was black, green, and red.
And actually, it's kind of dope though. I mean, low key.
Okay, but what would be doper, a fucking watch or seeing more Black people in positions of power at Apple?
Right. That's
because
true.
To me, that would be the dopest.
Right.
Because now you're employing our people. You're allowing our people to have a voice. You're allowing our people to sit in positions of power where they can have more say-so in what's going on with Apple. And Black people are just as capable and just as smart in making those decisions and having some type of creative aspect, and it would avoid things like that from happening. And it comes off as tone deaf and insensitive when you're like, hey, it's Black History Month, so surely you want to buy this $500 watch in the middle of a pandemic because it's got your flag colors on it. Like, bro, what? That's not what no one asked for this. Who asked you to make this? No one asked. And while it may be cute, like, you could just buy your own little replacement, what do you call it? The watch band. You could just buy your own on Amazon. I'm sure there's one that exists. So why do I need to replace my whole watch to get that? Like, to me, it just didn't make any sense.
So they low key skinning.
Yeah, like
basically,
I just
they low key skinning.
I feel like they could just do more, and like I get tired of like our people do so much to like voice, and I feel like we're always fighting, and we're always trying to say, stop doing this to us. You need to respect us, demanding respect, demanding change, demanding justice. But like, why won't the other party listen? And is it the way in which we're approaching? Like, what is called, there's a disconnect happening. And I feel like in some instances cancel culture is to blame because typically, like you said, the loudest person in the room, they're the ones who are not necessarily like preaching the narrative the way in which it should be said. So then it causes the message to be misconstrued. So perhaps there's a disconnect because of some of the implications that come along with cancel culture. But maybe it also is like when our message is being properly, quote unquote, put out, and we're not coming sideways, and we really are like, yo, this is just messed up and y'all need to fix this. They need to then respond accordingly and like give a real response, not, oh, I'm sorry, we won't do it again, my bad. Like, okay, make a real change. Like, to me, a real change would be them not only apologizing, but addressing the ways in which change is going to happen, starting with employing more Black people in those positions that help to prevent those things from happening. And to me, that is going to be where the biggest change starts. And I don't see that a lot.
I mean, honestly, cancel culture is only effective when the people getting canceled actually care that they got canceled. So
that part.
So if you don't care that you got canceled, they didn't do nothing. Like, who cares? Like, that's like somebody throwing a rock at your car and your car is old. So it's like, bro, I was going to get a new car next week. Like, what does that mean to me? That doesn't mean anything to me. Like, who cares?
So do you think these big corporations just don't care? Is that the thing? Do they just look at them and just like...
Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. But, I mean, you got to hit them where it hurts, which is in the financial aspect of things. I mean, you know, you can recover from bad press. I mean, that's not the end of the day. You just got to wait it out. If you wait it out long enough, you can recover from anything. So we learned that. on the internet just in general. So it's like you got to hit them where it hurts. If you're hitting them in the financial end of things, then typically change is going to happen. And that's not just for black people who are canceling, whether it be like corporations or whatever. It's not just for black people. It's for everybody. I mean, black people aren't the only people using cancel culture to their advantage. I mean, there's the cancel culture between men and women. There's a cancel culture between all races of people. And I think that it's just become very polarized in our society as an effective way or semi-effective way or seemingly effective way of getting the attention that is wanted for that particular issue, whether it be for better or for worse. And sometimes it's for better. A lot of times it's for worse, depending on your personal opinion. For me, I feel like it's ambiguous. Some people would say it's for better. Some people would say it's for worse. I think that it's circumstantially based and that it could upwardly trend towards being better. And then somebody turns around and does some stupid and then makes it downwardly trend towards being worse. Like even if you think about what did someone cancel recently? Oh,
They cancel everybody and everything. Must be so sensitive. Y'all are angry and you're sensitive.
Man.
And I don't understand why. And it's like people take the internet so serious. I think that's another problem.
True.
Is the internet literally is like a pseudo extension
Of life.
And some people allow the internet and what happens on it to literally impact their daily life, what it is they do, how they move. And like the internet is powerful. Like we use it a lot with what it is we do with our company and with your career. And we've done amazing things because of social media. But in the same breath, social media is powerful in the negative way too, because you can reach anybody and you can say anything. You shouldn't, but you certainly can.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like in those instances, cancel culture can be counterproductive because instead of using your voice to benefit a movement or benefit a cause, you use your voice for destructive things. And like I said, everyone cancels everyone for everything. And like, it's one thing to bring attention to a movement where justice is needed or change is needed or something, but to just be badgering a new celebrity because you don't like them and you're trying to find dirt on them, or a celebrity or musician that you don't like won an award and you're like, they don't deserve that award. Let me go and dig for shit that they did in the past to make them feel bad about themselves for the award. Like, let them have their moment.
Right.
Awards literally are just, they're trophies, they're things. They acknowledge what it is that the person did in that moment and let them be great.
Right.
If they win the award, they won the award. Okay. So does that mean that all of your faves are canceled now? Does that mean that your faves are not great? Does that mean there are not other musicians that also released great music? Other directors that put out great movies? This does not, the award does not define the artist or the director or the producer or the person. It is simply an acknowledgement from industry peers, or if it's a fan-based award, from fans, that that particular person, body of work, or whatever may have you, was brilliant.
Right.
So let them have it. Why get mad? Why destroy another person's character? Why destroy another person or try to destroy another person's career? Like, I don't understand why people just can't leave people alone. Man.
People are bored. People are at the house. People are at their job, whatever, and their life is boring. So it tickles their fancy when they can stir the pot a little bit from afar and get somebody
Makes them feel important.
Get somebody who seems untouchable to be in their fields for a little while. So, I mean, honestly, I mean, even the mere mention of cancel culture can get somebody canceled. So if y'all do plan on canceling me, I mean, it's all good. Like, I'm going to bounce back. Like, you feel me? I'm just going to wait it out, like I said. But
You already got a plan.
but at the same time, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, if I mean, I feel like in ways it's effective, like I said, but in other ways it's just kind of just like one of those things where it's like you can actually feed your own cancellation.
That's true.
Like, if you're really offended by being canceled and you try and stick up for yourself, then it just heightens the likelihood of more people wanting to get you canceled.
Why is that?
Just because you don't think you should be canceled. And you have in this world, in this kangaroo court world, where law and order is not the right way of going about things, and it's just mob mentality and mob action. You have no right in the world to defend yourself against anything that they accuse you of. You just have to take your beating and move on. That's what you have to do. And if you're trying to fight back, they're about to trample you. They're about to triple and quadruple down on you until you submit. That's what they're gonna do.
But why? I don't understand. Like, why
it's a game mentality. I think people have fun with it at other people's expenses. People have fun with it, unfortunately, and you know it's not fun for the person who's receiving it. But I mean, for other people, it's like, oh, who we canceling today? Okay.
But then, like, okay, but we as a people, I feel like when we're young, we're always taught treat others the way you want to be treated, do unto others. And we're instilled with all of these morals and all of these characteristics and ideas of what a good human being should be. And I feel like sometimes children act more mature than adults. And where and when does the disconnect happen in adulthood, where we just throw all those morals that we learned in childhood out the window? Maybe y'all didn't learn them, but I did. And I remember and still practice trying my best to treat others the way I want to be treated. And we know that while you're over there bashing somebody and canceling them and digging up dirt on them and throwing that in their face and being just disgusting, if somebody were to do that to you, it would not be okay. So if it would make you feel like, oh, why are they ganging up on me? Oh, I ain't even do nothing. Oh, they talking about some old shit. I ain't even like that.
Right.
I'm grown. I'm different. That was 12 years ago. Right. Y'all got to let me live. If it's that,
where's that energy?
Where is that energy for the other person? Give people the same courtesy that you will want people to give for yourself.
Right.
Because otherwise, you literally are just a walking contradiction. You can't say you want people to treat you nice and not cancel you for mistakes that you made because you grown. You grew past that. So you are clearly a perfect human being. But everybody else, they just haven't figured it out.
Right.
And so when they make mistakes, it's, oh, well, I don't know why you did that. But shit, we finna... pull out the Twitter fingers.
It's cancellation time. It's cancellation time. Let me roll these sleeves. Yeah, they be like, it's cancellation time, and it's unfortunate that people think that way. But at the end of the day, like I said, unless people experience what that feels like, they're not going to know. Like, for me, I've never been canceled yet, like, you feel me, but more than likely I probably will end up getting canceled one of these days, but I'll bounce back. But at the same time, like, I do know how it feels to be ganged up on. I know how it feels to be rejected and all the rest of that stuff. I've experienced microcosm, some people would say macro, depending on what you've experienced in life. But like, even as a performer, when it's not a good feeling when you have 100 or some odd people or more looking at you stale face at the beginning of your career because they don't know who you are and they trying to be respectful, but low key that's disrespectful. or it's not fun when it's the beginning of your career and you trying to figure it all out and you trying to figure out what it means to perform and all the rest of that, and people are like, boo, you suck, and saying all types of other wild stuff to you, or laughing in the corner or doing whatever. So I mean, that's forms of bullying. That's forms of in a way being canceled. And that's real life experiences that I feel like all performers experience, because nobody comes out the gate just scandalous. I mean, some people do, but I mean, most people don't. You gotta grow. You gotta grow to that point. So, I think that because I've experienced those types of things, I'm less likely to turn around and dish that out to other people. Some people would be more likely from those experiences, but for me, I'm less likely. And I think that if more people were to experience that, or just take a dive back to the past, because I know a good percentage of y'all got bullied in high school.
Period.
So just imagine what that felt like and apply it to being canceled. And I think a lot of people will stop doing these shenanigans.
Yes. A lot. I feel, I mean, in general, the entertainment world, and even like you were saying earlier, jobs outside of entertainment, a lot of this is just macrocosms rather of what we all experience, or most of us experience, either personally or vicariously through someone else in high school or grade school or middle school, where we were trying to be cool, we were trying to fit in, and shit wasn't really working out.
Right.
And people, you didn't fit in this clique, so you go to the next one, and you didn't fit in over there, and then you just ended up being the outcast, and then people were just like, ew, you're all by yourself. I don't want to talk to her.
Right.
I don't know what he's doing, but he lame as and I don't want to talk to him. And like, that didn't feel good. That doesn't feel good, and it's not cool when people do that, but unfortunately it happens. And we all have to learn from those moments, whether you were doing it to someone, you saw it happening to someone, or you were the person that was happening to. Like, go back to that moment and think about how that made you feel. And instead of using that energy and lashing out on other people and saying, this was done to me, so now I'm gonna do that to other people, as like some type of strange vengeance that doesn't help you at all.
Right.
Like, that doesn't help. It doesn't take all of that away that happened 15 years ago, but yet you're still doing it to someone else. So now you just have two people that are hurt people, they say. But instead of taking that energy and using it and lashing out on people, take that energy and say, I don't ever want to have another person feel the way I felt. I don't want to make somebody feel like crap, like how I felt when people were bullying me. So instead of canceling people, I want to have conversations. Why would you say that? What made you want to say that? If it was something, why, when you were at this point in your life or career, why would you say that? Why did you do that? And let's talk about it, instead of, you said that, I don't agree with that, so I'm canceling you. Like, let's have conversations. Let's entertain having dialogues, healthy dialogues. And we have to be okay with agreeing to disagree. It's a free country. We all are given the gift of free thought. So let's allow other people to have that free thought.
Right.
Let's not dictate the way other people should feel or how they should move or what they should do. Everybody's different. Let's just let people live. Y'all got to relax. Y'all be so serious. Y'all be so angry, hostile. Relax. Chill. It's going to be okay.
That is going to do it for this episode of Beyond the Music. What y'all think? Is cancel culture a big deal? Is what we saying just cap? Get into the conversation, get into it. We want to know how y'all feel. We want to know what y'all think. Let's continue this conversation on all social media platforms. We really do want to know. Are we just capping? Is cancel culture really a problem? Let us know. This is going to do it for this episode of Beyond the Music. This is your boy, Matt B. You can follow me at Matt B World. That's MATTB World.
And it's your girl, Angela, and you can follow me at Angela V. Benson on all platforms. And shout out once again to 92 Minerals Co. for this dope sea moss. You guys definitely need to get some. And if you want to learn more, go to 92mineralsco.com, or you can visit them on Instagram at the 92 Minerals with an S at the end. So definitely get in tune with them. I really like their sea moss. Matt did as well. I'm definitely going to be getting several more jars, especially the strawberry one, because I really like that one. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us. And be blessed. Stay in tune.
So that's going to be it for this episode of Beyond the Music. The conversation continues.